All right. It says we are live. Let's check it out. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Much love to the chat. Those of y'all that's in the building early. Smash the like button as you come on in. I say smash the like button as you come on in. We're going to talk a little boxing in the AM. Share the video and spread the word to the ends of the earth. 78 Sports TV is live, you dig? Yes, indeed. Let's scroll up and see who we got in the building thus far in the AM. Gabe Moore is in the building. BVO, what's happening with it? We got Del Reeve in the building. TY Boxing. Jalen Hudson. Why is this thing so small? Hold on, let me try to enlarge the screen, man. This thing's super small. Go right there. Okay. Jalen Hudson. We got Miami Snoopy 305 is in the building. Mr. Brave. Benjamin up in here. The homie Insane, what it do? Darth in the building. Iron Waffles. Mark Wonderlich in here. Robert Singleton. Ronnie Keno. The homie Rod Neal is in the building. Slip the Jab. King Strick. Anthony in the building. Justin Jacobs. Alba Entertainment. OG Marcus. The homie Will Sinclair. Black Martial Arts Society is in the building. We got Keon True Story is in the building. Greg Austin up in here. HC Boxing. Young Abel. Oh, it says LVZ birthday. Happy birthday to the one LVZ, my brother in here. Shout out to LVZ. Dre Dean in the building. Sniper in the building. AB. My brother I Am Trill Well. Craig in the building. Dirt Road Kendalls is in the building. Dion W. Cuts. Elbow. John Hancock. Cartier Glass. So I told YouTube to notify me, and I still had to come to your page to catch the live. Bro, listen, man, it's imperative that y'all understand, man. You know, I know some people think it's a conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. Listen, bro, my channel is blacklisted, bro. People like me on YouTube that's been around for a long time that speak about the type of things that I speak about. I'm not in YouTube's favorite persons list. So for years, they have blacklisted me and tried to stop the progression of my channel, okay? So they're not going to send send y'all my notifications on the regular. So y'all gotta check my channel. I know it's a lot of extra work, but y'all gotta check my channel and make sure you're getting the information, man. This is what we fighting up against. You know what I mean? You know, YouTube pushes certain channels. As long as you play ball and you in the algorithm, you know what I'm saying, and you stay in the algorithm. That's why you see a lot of these channels doing stuff that's out of character. You're like, man, why are they doing this and that? Why are they talking about this and this and that? It's because they didn't found them a nice little algorithm, and they trying to stay there. So YouTube traps people into cutting jigs and talking about stuff that they want them to talk about. You know what I mean? You know, but me talking about the stuff I talk about and the way I talk about it, you know, I wouldn't expect YouTube to do nothing less than try to suppress my the rise of this. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta do our part. That's why I stress hit the like button, share the video. I say that every video, but only few people do it. Only few people share my videos, and then most of the people that watch the video don't hit the like button. So you know, we can complain about YouTube, but if we're not willing to do the easy stuff like hit the like button and share, then I mean, what is we really complaining about? You know what I'm saying? YouTube doing their job. They're doing their job. They don't want me out here winning. Shout out to my brother I Am True Will in the super chat with that 5-piece. Much love, much appreciation. Good brother. He says salute, bro. Salute to the chat. LDBC versus everybody. These are facts, brother. Shout out to my brother Will. Geo James in the building. David Scott the third, salute. St. Louis mix. Michael James. Shout out to the brother Benjamin in the building. Back up in here with the 50-piece chicken nugget. Thank you, good brother. I appreciate that support. Most definitely appreciate that support, family. Yes, he said salute 78 and salute to the chat. Yes, sir. Let me see here. All right, let me see. What we got here? Southwest Dice with a dude. Dinkin Dollars, Brian Johnson. My brother Supreme Beast Boston Dog, Cadillac Red in the building. All right, y'all. Salute to everybody up in here. Let's go and talk about it, shall we? Let's go and talk about it. All right, so yesterday there was a Senate hearing in which Oscar De La Hoya and Nico Walsh Ali, Muhammad Ali's grandson, and members, a dude from Dana White's crew, you know what I'm saying, who are trying to reform the Ali Act. They went before the Senate and they talked about pitched their ideas. So you got Dana White and his crew trying to reform the Ali Act, and you have Oscar De La Hoya and some boxers and trying to keep the Ali Act in place to protect the fighters, is what they say. Now, we're going to play some of this, and then we're going to talk about it, because at the end of the day, both of them, I think both sides are full of doo-doo, right? I think both sides are trying to conceal their true agenda, right? We don't know what the true agenda is from Dana White and them, other than we do know eventually they want to start paying fighters chump change money. We know that's going to happen eventually, but we don't know what else they got going on. We also don't know what Oscar and them is fighting for. Is Oscar really trying to fight for the rights of the fighters? Is he really trying to do that? Or does Oscar have another agenda? Because Oscar is the same guy who you punishing your own fighter for trying to make the best fights. You punishing Virgil Ortiz for trying to fight, right? And then the sanctioning bodies and all that stuff that's going on, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, Nick Khan. A lot of stuff that's been going on. So I'm gonna play this. Let me go to my joint here. Let me see. I had to upload a video file because this file is probably too large to put in the thing. Make sure I ain't uploading no corn. No, y'all can't see no corn on here. All right, see if this is it right here. I still don't know how this is not the biggest conversation in boxing right now.
I'm not gonna read to y'all the whole Ali Act, but y'all can look it up. Y'all can look. It's a federal law. This is how the Ali Act protect boxers. Federal financial transparency. Promoters are required to disclose all financial details of a fight before a boxer signs a contract, including how much money the promoter will make. Now, the promoter make 25% out of most boxers on purse, right, but the promoter skimmed off the top too. Right. If you don't want to be transparent and say, yo, I'm making a couple of million. But the thing is, you're contractors. So it's only good business to be transparent, because now I can negotiate how much of the cake I eat, because now I know how much you eat. Mm-hmm. If you give me 100,000, but you made 2 million, that ain't fair business.
Right.
You know, so that's what the Ali Act protect. They want to take that off. Yeah. Sneaky. No, and that's what I'm saying. So now the boxer don't have the legal right to know how much they making off of him. Mm-hmm. And that's unfair business. That's why they put it there. So most people, I think, just don't understand what the Ali Act is. So let me read more of it. Separation of promoter and manager. The act forbids one person from acting as both the promoter and a manager for the same boxer. This prevents a conflict of interest where someone could profit from both sides of the deal at the boxer's expense. Fair ranking. And this is what's not going on in boxing. They moving people anyway up, like Mason just fought number 155 and moved up to fight a world title. So in the Ali Act fair ranking, sanctioning bodies like WBC, WBA, IBF must make their ranking public and explain any changes. Explain any changes. This prevent promoters from unfairly boosting or dropping a boxer in the ranking to favor certain fighters. So right now, promoters and belt places is violating the Ali Act.
My name is Nick Khan. I'm president of WWE. I help to run Zuffa Boxing, and I'm a board member of our parent company, TKO Group Holdings. I'm also a lifelong fan of boxing, which makes the current state of the sport all the more difficult to witness. When Congress created the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act in 2000, it diagnosed a serious problem with the sport. This committee now has the opportunity to remedy that problem and restore one of the great American sporting institutions. It may sound odd to some people in this room, but there was a time not long ago when boxing in America was bigger than football and basketball. 50 years ago, when Rocky came out, during the 1976 bicentennial, boxing was the most culturally dominant sport in America. The greatest, Muhammad Ali, fought 4 times that year, an unheard of pace today. 2 years prior, Ali knocked out George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle, which was broadcast to over 700 million people worldwide. 1976 was also the year Sugar Ray Leonard won gold in Montreal. A mere 4 years later, in 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard earned $8 million for a single fight. The average NFL salary in 1980 was $80,000. Talent follows money. The best athletes in America chose boxing then. As you know well, few bills passed with overwhelming bipartisan support. This one did through the House, incorporating multiple changes. Some of the sanctioning bodies oppose this bill. That's because it threatens their dominance over the sport. As you know, in 2028, the Olympics return to LA, the same city where those 9 Americans won boxing gold in '84.
Smash the like button.
If this committee acts now, there's an actual chance that American boxing will be prepared to meet the moment. Otherwise, we will find ourselves spectators in our own stadium. To ensure this doesn't happen, we are committing $1 million to organizations that build pathways from amateur boxing to the professional ranks. That starts with the Police Athletic Leagues, which has introduced generations of Americans' youth to this sport, including a young Cassius Clay. It's an unconditional commitment because rebuilding boxing starts in the local communities and gyms, and it has to start now. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for this committee's commitment, and I welcome any questions. Stands would remain in place. The system as it currently stands would remain in place. This is an or option. Create the framework for unified boxing organizations, otherwise known as UBOs, that can do what major sports do: promote competition, develop talent, enforce consistent standards across one roof. For boxers, this bill delivers concrete protections that are long overdue. First, minimum pay of $200 per round, a floor that exceeds the minimum in 49 states and equals that of the highest, California. Second, mandatory injury insurance of $50,000 per bout at no cost to the boxer. Today, thousands of professional boxers compete with no insurance at all. Under the UBO structure, if it is passed, that we would do, the health insurance would kick in when training camp starts, not just on the night of the fight. So when a fighter goes into camp 8 or 12 weeks before, if there's an injury in that camp, that is covered. Many fighters fight injured on fight night because, again, there is no insurance until the night of the fight. Third, a 6-year cap on promotional contracts comparable to rookie contracts in baseball and football, giving boxers a genuine path to free agency. Fourth, standardized medical protocols for every boxer. These sanctioning bodies, there's an article in 1999 in the Los Angeles Times written by a Hall of Fame boxing writer named Steve Springer that talked about the corruption between the WBC at the time and Don King. George Foreman's manager around the same time said about the sanctioning bodies in the Los Angeles Times, they've taken so much out of the sport, they need to be totally destroyed. Then we could turn this sport around and take it back from the dark ages. The Crawford-Canelo fight, which Senator Rosen referenced, that was for the 4 different super middleweight sanctioning body belts. Terrence Crawford won the fight by unanimous decision. The WBC then stripped him of that title for refusing to pay a $300,000 fee for the honor of having that belt. Chairman Cruz, said earlier about the Los Angeles Dodgers being the World Series champions. It would be like if Major League Baseball went to the Dodgers after they beat the Blue Jays and said, no, we're going to take this title away from you because you didn't pay us money. That's what it's akin to. They are terrible for the sport. They've ruined the sport. And by the way, the last thing on Canelo Crawford. So WrestleMania this past weekend, which Senator Rosen mentioned, Make-A-Wish. WWE does a lot of work with Make-A-Wish. John Cena in particular has made more wishes happen than any other human in the existence of Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish, a nonprofit organization, they bought $2,500 of tickets. The WBC for Canelo Crawford, they hold themselves out as a nonprofit. They purchased $265,000 of tickets for that event and insisted upon a suite for the president of their company. It's a mess. It's not just health and safety. We all want more health and safety. It's about presenting an option. And by the way, if fighters want, as Mr. De La Hoya said, they want to fight for those belts, please feel free. We're not saying get rid of them. We're saying keep the Ali Act as is. Just provide this option for the UBOs, which we think is great for the fighters.
Well, perfect. I appreciate that very much. I did go to the Canelo fight in Las Vegas, so I helped some economic activity. So I'll be the first to invite Senator Rosen to WrestleMania in Cleveland, either 29 or 2030.
I care deeply about boxing and more importantly about the fighters who step into the ring and risk their lives for our entertainment. I'm here because I strongly believe the proposed changes to the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act take us in the wrong direction. Today, you will hear many different perspectives, some that may want to discredit the decades-long work the sports stakeholders have already done to create a safe sport that puts fighters first and creates a free marketplace for fighters to negotiate the best deals for their families and for their personal legacies. I grew up in East LA with very little. Boxing was my way out. When I won the Olympic gold at 18 years old, I had promoters coming at me from every direction. My family and I didn't have access to legal advice. I signed the first contract put in front of me without fully understanding it. It didn't take long to realize I had been taken advantage of. That experience is not unique. Many fighters enter this sport young, trusting, and without resources. And once they are locked into the wrong deal, it is very difficult to get out. That is exactly why the Ali Act exists. I had the opportunity to work with Senator John McCain on this. As a national hero, a prisoner of war, and someone who loved boxing as a former Golden Glove fighter, he understood the risks fighters take and the need to protect them. The Ali Act reflects that commitment to fairness and to protecting fighters from being taken advantage of. Passed in 2000, the Ali Act addresses real problems, including conflicts of interest, lack of transparency, and the exploitation of fighters. It creates a system designed to protect fighters and preserve a fair, open marketplace. Those protections still matter today. This principal change of the proposed amendment allows a promoter to create an entity that serves as both promoter and governing body, a so-called unified boxing organization. This mirrors the existing MMA model and creates a closed system controlling rankings, titles, and access to opportunity. Under this structure, as long as the UBO complies with its own internal rules, it would not violate the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. Meanwhile, traditional promoters like myself would still be required to comply with full financial disclosures and reporting requirements. In other words, one system operates under transparency and accountability, while the UBOs do not. This is a fundamental shift in power that, if changed, would put corporate profits first, fighters second. We should be clear about who benefits from this. These changes align directly with what Zuffa Boxing and its leadership at TKO Group Holdings have already said they intend to build in boxing, a model similar to the UFC. And we already know what that model looks like, and it does not work for the fighters. The UFC and its parent company agreed to a $375 million antitrust settlement after fighters accused them of suppressing wages and restricting competition. At the same time, Zuffa Boxing is fully funded by the Saudis. We've already seen how that kind of funding reshaped another sport through Live Golf. We should be honest about what is happening here. That was sports washing, a clear effort to use sports to reshape reputation. Now, players who were drawn in by the money are trying to come back to the PGA Tour since the league will lose $5 billion in funding. This should serve as a warning. Transparency is just as critical. In current Zuffa contracts, fighters are locked into rigid earning structures with little to no ability to negotiate. The promoter controls all major revenue streams, including media rights, ticket sales, and sponsorships, while fighters are limited to guaranteed purses and discretionary bonuses, with only narrow participation in upside revenue. As an independent contractor, fighters won't have leverage when one system controls all opportunities. Under current law, fighters already have the right to see the financials behind every event they headline, giving them a fair opportunity to negotiate their compensation. I also want to address safety. The proposed changes suggest improved protections, but boxing already has strong safeguards in place and existing protections, including health insurance for injuries and life insurance for fighters' families. Commissions and promoters ensure fighters are medically cleared and cover related costs. If this proposal is truly about protecting fighters, why are MMA athletes not included at all? They compete in a similar dangerous sport, yet they are completely excluded. That raises serious concerns about whether it's truly about protection or about restructuring control of boxing. Fighters deserve real protection and real opportunity, not have to fight the system as well. If this bill passes, fighters will have fewer choices, less leverage, and less control over their careers. And when that happens, it will not be the sport that failed them. It will be us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. De La Hoya. Mr. Shipman.
The bill that the House has passed should not be adopted. We can protect fighters more effectively than we do today without concentrating control over them. If this bill is passed in its current form, it should not have my grandfather's name on it, as it would betray the principles that his act was created to protect. He fought for dignity outside the ring. This is about dignity inside it. Fighters should not have to choose between their careers and their rights. 55 years ago this year, my grandfather's name appeared on these grounds before this government. He took a stand for what he believed in. He did it knowing there would be consequences. He did it knowing it could cost him everything. This country, at its best, recognized the principle behind that stand. Today, I'm here decades later in that same spirit, not as a symbol, but as a fighter living through the reality of this system. This moment is not about the past. It's about whether we continue to stand on those same principles now. I believe we will. Thank you, guys.
All right, let me move this. Let's get back to the cook. All right, so y'all seen and heard what was said from both sides. That was just a snippet. It was much longer than that, but I ain't got time to be playing all of it. But both sides made their points, and we're gonna talk about it. Shout out to my brother Drew Titan LLC in the super chat with that 5-piece. Appreciate the love. He said the whole time, Virgil Ortiz, right? That's what I was thinking. Oscar, you talking all this stuff, man. You sound good, man, but what happened to Virgil? Oh my God, what happened to Virgil? The Rolly in the super chat with the 2-piece. Appreciate the love. He says this would be a part of the collective bargaining agreement if they had a union. Facts. All facts. So now look, let's talk about y'all. What's up? Shout out to the sister Cameron Fields and sister Shaquilla Fields and all y'all that's coming through. Salutes to the family. Brown Sugar Tay in the building. The lovely. How you doing, Brown Sugar? All right. So this is my my stance on it. Y'all get the lights all the way up. Now I should close my door because this dude out here cutting grass. Hold on. Let me close my door. Victory, victory, let the party begin. Victory, everybody can win. All right, now. So here we go, y'all. These are my thoughts. I saw a lot of y'all saying it in the chat. Right message, wrong messenger. Oscar De La Hoya is in no position to be representing the sport of boxing in front of the Senate. All right, you just defended a cheater in Ryan Garcia. The whole world saw you. You didn't give a damn about Devin Haney's health or his future or any of that. Devin Haney, DHP was more than reasonable with you. They accepted the fight with Ryan. Ryan Garcia was acting crazy the whole time, doing stuff, doing drugs, hanging out, popping steroids. He doing all this stuff, and she was unfit to be fighting. But yet, Oscar De La Hoya didn't care nothing about Ryan. Continued to let this man go through this little mental stuff he was going through. Right? Knowing Ryan can't be trusted. Then Ryan come in there overweight, miss weight. Instead of him saying, all right, look, we're not going to do the fight. I'm going to let this other guy fight Devin. Because Ryan, you wilding right now. Nope. Instead of that, he tried to cheat Devin Haney out of his money. Over $1.5 million, 1.8 million dollars. They tried to cheat Devin out of that they were supposed to pay Devin for Ryan coming in heavy. Then Ryan pops dirty, and you go on with this conspiracy theory that Victor Conte and Vada and all this stuff, and everybody has something to do with Ryan getting caught cheating. Ryan goes on a racist rant. Oscar De La Hoya defends that. All right, so miss me with the whole like De La Hoya is the spokesperson for fair boxing and all this. You're not. We need somebody else up there to represent boxing. Todd French 600 in the super chat with that 5-piece. Thank you, good brother. He says, so let me get this straight. Shouldn't Congress be trying to get the peds out of boxing like they did with baseball, football, instead of arguing the revenue? Well, see, the problem is this. Boxing, though it's not as popular as it used to be, it's a big market for money. A whole lot of money in boxing. And everybody's fighting to get their hands on all this money. Think about this, y'all. If boxing was dying the way they say boxing is dying, why are the Saudis fighting tooth and nail to take over the sport? Why is organized crime and Daniel Canahan fighting tooth and nail to get inside the sport? Why is Dana White, who has an empire with the UFC, why is he fighting tooth and nail to get inside of boxing? You know why? Boxing. What Tony Montana say? It's a big old wussy waiting to get smashed, right? And this all goes back to what we've been talking about this whole time. Why they hate guys like Devin Haney. See? Because Devin Haney with DHP Promotions, guys like Devin, what they're doing is he's not signing long-term deals, right? He's made himself available, independent. He's bet on himself. So he might go over here and deal with Matchroom for 3 fights. He might go over here with Top Rank for 3 fights. He might go over here, over there, right? He's an independent contractor. He has the freedom to move around and make fights when they are available. Nobody's holding him. He's not locked into the politics. If you don't fight Devin Haney, it's just because you're a duck. That's what it is. See what I'm saying? You're just ducking, right? So the masses in boxing, the Eddie Hearns, the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Bob Arums, the Al Haymans, and the rest of them, all of them collectively want Devin Haney to fail. Now, why? Because Devin sets a bad example for the rest of the boxers. If Devin is able to be successful, but without selling his soul, without allowing them to take full advantage of him, if he's able to be successful, then the next fighter might say, hey, man, I'm gonna take the Devin Haney approach. I'm not signing a long-term deal. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it that way. And so they need Devin to fail. Do you understand? They need him to fail. So they get in cahoots to try to stop him. And then you got guys like Tim Bradley coming out. Oh, Devin Haney needs a promoter. Look at the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm talking about. Hey, Abel, send Jermaine to the shallow round. Yeah, now you cutting jigs, Jermaine. You over here still cutting jigs. Look at him. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all put Jermaine on the screen. Put it because I'm finna put you on blast now. Should have stayed quiet. Now Jermaine said that he would smash Gorlock. Oh, I ain't forgot about you, Jermaine. You said that. The whole chat saw you say that. You said you would smash. And then you came back after everybody cooked you in the chat and said, oh, no. I didn't know that was a dude. I didn't know that was a dude. It's too late. You said you would smash. Something in your spirit should have told you that was nonsense. Now you got to go to the shallow round, Jermaine. You're up out of here. You know what I'm saying? This is who you like. You like Ryan and you like Gorlock the Gooch. You like Ryan and you like Gorlock the Gooch. Period. And you such a Tank Davis fanboy that you're willing to go against your own people for a other man that's zesty. That's how deep the Tank Davis fanboys go. Jermaine want his mouth in Gorlock's gooch. That's what he want. He said it himself. I ain't say he said it. Y'all seen it. That's what he said. All he had to do is be quiet. But he come over here talking crazy. You hear us trying to have a real conversation. They're just scared of Ryan. Well, I know who ain't scared of Ryan. You. Because you love everything about Ryan, from the rooter to the tutor. And you love everything about Gorlock the Gooch. You should have never said that. And you ain't the only Tank fan that came over here talking about you a smash Gorlock. This is something is wrong with y'all. Y'all have taken jig behavior to astronomical levels. You understand me? Y'all dudes, we over here talking about boxing. What's best for the sport of boxing? You can't get your hatred for this black man out of your system for 1 hour that I give y'all a day. 1 hour. You can go back to being plain old nigga after my show. But you couldn't get that out of your system for 1 hour. That's how much jig behavior y'all got. It's disgusting. Tank fans is something different, bro. Y'all weirdos. I'm telling you. Tank fans love them, some Ryan Garcia, some Gorlock the Gooch, and it's a coalition of them. But anyway, so Devin Haney he has never been taken advantage of to that extent like these other fighters. I'm sure he got some deals he wish he could take back, but he has never been taken advantage of in the way these other guys are. Like, look, Tank Davis, where he at? He ain't even got his money. They giving this dude monthlies. This is why he don't want to fight. They're giving him monthlies, is what I'm telling you. Oh, no, man. Y'all believe in anything these people tell you. But like I said yesterday, they won't tell you nothing about that so-called 7-fight deal Tank supposed to have. Okay? So bottom line is this. In boxing in general, everybody's fighting to get into boxing to take advantage of it because there is a market to take advantage of these fighters, right? And I'm telling you, I can see it happening, bro. What I've seen them do to the brother Deontay Wilder in the sport of boxing, what I've seen them do to Devin Haney, right? Me watching the politics unfold, and then black folks ain't even got black folks back, bro, we don't stand a chance. We don't. You got people like Jermaine running around here. We don't stand a chance. These people going to do whatever they want to do to our fighters. They're going to do whatever they want to do to us until we get rid of people like Jermaine and the rest of the jig delegation. That's just what it is, bro. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but we don't stand a chance. Until we get rid of them, it's a wrap. Because they always going to sell us out. We ain't never going to be able to organize nothing. We ain't going to never be able to stand on no business. Whenever we try to boss up and do something for ourselves, do something for our people, they can't put their jig behavior behind them, bro. They can't say, hey, let's get on cold for this. I don't like dude, but hey, you know what? This ain't about me and my feelings. This is about us. They don't think like that. That's why Tank Davis ran to Ryan Garcia's defense. When Ryan Garcia came out here with all that racist rants and taking steroids, Tank came out. No, I feel as though, see, Ryan's a good dude. I feel as though, see, people like to go at Ryan. I feel as though, man, shut up, bro. You would defend Ryan Garcia, but you'll put your hands on a broad. You'll beat up some stripper chick that ain't even your girl. But you'll defend Ryan Garcia being a racist. You can't make this up. Tank Davis hate women. The man in the fight, in the middle of the ring, fighting Lamont Roach, get hit in the face, take a knee, go to his corner, get his face wiped off, and after the fight, blame it on his hairdresser. Yeah, see, she put too much grease in my hair. Typical new age ninja. Everything is the chick fault. You in the ring fighting, and it's the girl who did your hair, put too much grease in your head. Why you got grease in your head when you finna fight? I'm trying to figure something out. Because you want to be cute. You want to be cute. Tank just different. Tank fans ain't like us, man. See, back in the early 90s, Drew Titan might remember this. Back in the early 90s, remember we used to wear Reebok pumps? Tank Davis fans, they wore pumps. See, we wore Reebok pumps, they wore pumps. There's a difference. They're not like us. We wore Reebok pumps and they wore pumps. Make it make sense. Robert Singleton is in the super chat with that 5-piece. Much love, much appreciation, fam. He says, I just wish these dudes would contact Sammy Sosa, skin doctor, and get the operation since they like them folks so much. We could identify them then. Hey, man, I wish they would too. I wish they'd just come out the closet. Look, here go another one. Here go another one. See? These are the ninjas we have to deal with. These are the ninjas we have to deal with. Here we are talking about boxing and the corruption in boxing, and these ninjas can't stay. Their mind don't work the way our mind work, bro. We cannot organize nothing. We cannot get nothing done as long as ninjas like this are running rampant. Ninjas who wake up in the morning with the sole purpose of finding them $2 to go get a tall can of beer. Standing in front of the gas station like they got a job. Getting up at 6 in the morning, standing in front of the gas station, harassing people who going to work. Hey, big dog. Hey, you ain't got $1, do you? Hey, you don't think you can loan me a square, man? Hey, bro, what you doing with you woke up at 6 in the morning? You didn't brush your teeth, wash your face, just came and stood out in front of the gas station trying to catch hard-working people going to work so you can ask for your $2. Hustle up enough money for you to get you a pack of squares or a Black and Smile. Dusty ninjas. Every Tank fan wake up in the morning. I'm telling you what they do. This is what they do. Every Tank fan. They wake up in the morning. They don't brush their teeth, wash their face, wash their behind, none of that. Okay? They wake up, they stretch, they do the little yarn thing, right? They walk down, look in the refrigerator, okay? One hand on the refrigerator door, the other hand is ball handling. They scratching, right? They looking through the refrigerator, then they take the one hand that they've been ball handling with and start moving around stuff in the refrigerator. Man, nothing to eat up in here, man. Then they take the orange juice, open it up, drink it. Don't even get no glass, just drink some of it. put it back in there. Now everybody else is subject to these nasty germs. Then they leave up out the kitchen, right? They open up the front door, look outside, leave the door open, and walk to the gas station, to the corner store. Stand out there. On the way there, they looking for cigarette butts. They're looking for, like, somebody might throw away half a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Might be a little deuce left on there. They're looking for cigarette butts, anything they can catch. You know what I'm saying? Right? And they stand out there. And they got to get back to the house and close that door before mama wake up. Let's take friends for you. Every last one of them. Dusties. St. Louis mixing that super chat with the 5-piece. Much love and much appreciation, fam. Says, General, you think Tank issues might stem from his mama possibly selling him out as a youngster for her fix? He said, he said that would explain the zest and the hate women hate. I don't know about her selling them or nothing like that, but a lot of things happen in the hood. You know, a lot of things happen. You know, I know he could have benefited from a father, for sure. And definitely, usually dudes who beat up women usually have an issue with their mom. Usually. Not all the time, but usually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Drew, wearing slippers and socks. So now, back to what we was talking about before we was rudely interrupted with the Tank fans. Oscar De La Hoya was spitting truth, but he's the wrong messenger because Oscar is part of the problem in the sport of boxing. There has to be a change in boxing for sure. So some of what Dana White and them are talking about doing is I agree with. Getting rid of these sanctioning bodies. The sanctioning bodies had all the time in the world to fix their issues. They did. There's no reason to have for each sanctioning body to have over 100 champions. How many weight classes we got again? How many weight classes we got? Like 18 weight classes? It's already too many weight classes. But you shouldn't have no more than one champion per weight class. What in the world? Why do you have 100 champions in boxing? Well, in each sanctioning body. Why? Because that gives the sanctioning bodies a chance to charge you sanctioning fees. They can charge all these guys sanctioning fees, and you ain't even the champion. Oh, you the silver champion, sanctioning fee. You the number one contender, sanctioning fee. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. They're making it like wrestling, bro. I'm telling you. WWE, WCW, Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, TV Champion, World Champion, $1 Million Champion. This stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at Jackson. Look at this guy here. Another one. They mad because I'm talking about Ryan. I told you these people, they come out. You come out when talk about Ryan. Ryan, look, this is real. You ain't never heard not one of them criticize Ryan Garcia for him and Gorlock the Gooch relationship. Not one. That's how you know they all in on it. All of them zesty. The Tank fans, the Ryan fans. I just seen a video from Ryan Garcia on, I think it was Fight Hub, I think it was. Fight Hub, I think. And in the video, Ryan is like, I don't know if it's like some soccer game or something. I don't know what they're doing. But it looked like man, you should have seen these grown men, bro. Grown men was out there. Watch the video if you think I'm lying. Grown men. Look at their faces, bro. You would think they seen Jesus of Nazareth. Literally. I mean, they out there, Ryan trying to conduct an interview. He talking to somebody on Ryan. They think if they touch Ryan, he's gonna heal them. Their children are gonna be healed. One dude asked Ryan to pray on him. Bruh, a dude asked on camera, he asked Ryan to pray on him. Ryan Garcia, a drug chief, a man who is in a relationship with Gorlock the Gooch. This is who you want to pray on you. bruh. Look at the video. It's up there. Shout out to Junior Bush in the Cash App. He says, he said, cure for the jig germ is needed ASAP. Absolutely. Junior Bush back in that Cash App says, YouTube tripping because the Zesties. Yeah, man, you know how they doing. YouTube, that's what they gonna do. Ready for YouTube. Ready for YouTube. We're gonna cook. You know, they trying to suppress my views and they don't want to send the links out and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. But that's why I don't respect none of these ninjas on YouTube. They go out of their way to accuse black celebrities of all these little nasty little crimes and speculation, but ain't nobody got nothing to say about Ryan Garcia and Gore Lock the Gooch. Okay, I know what time it is. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Now it's a race, we ain't gonna get nowhere until these cats is gone. We gotta get rid of them. And I used to disagree with that. I used to say, nah, bro, nah, we gotta keep the energy, keep the focus on these woods. Keep the focus on the woods, man, because they the reason why these jigs is the way they is. But bro, after dealing with these jokers, yeah, we should have dealt with them a long time ago, bro. A long time ago. There's no reason for Jason Whitlock to be out here still eating sandwiches. Ain't no reason for Jesse Lee Peterson to be out here still smiling and grinning. There's no reason. We have failed. All of us, we have failed. The rise is gone because we allowed it. We allowed the rise to die because we allowed jigs to live. That's why. So if Zuffa implements $50K minimum per fight, I'm all with it. I don't know what they're gonna do, bro. I don't know what they're gonna do. Let's see here. St. Louis Mix said he wants the power. Ryan displayed by defeating the elite black fighter. Yeah. So can I simulcast on Rumble? I'm gonna look into that. I don't think I can. I think you gotta do. I think you have to do your own one on Rumble. I don't think you can do both at the same time. But I'll look into it though. Because I'm gonna start doing my Rumble stuff in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna start uploading content on Rumble as well. But as far as going live, I don't know if I can do both of them. Oh, you can? Drew said you can. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing that for sure. I'm gonna definitely start doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it. Supreme B say all that lusting over Ryan and still won't buy tickets to his fights. Yeah, they won't. They're not going to, bro. Ryan got fans that are attracted to him, right? And if you watch the Fight Hub video, I should say, where him and his guys walking through this, crowd doing an interview. When you see all these grown men around him, and how dude want Ryan to touch him, or Ryan to prey on him, but they ain't saying nothing about this. I'm telling you, bro, we living in a whole generation of Zest Fest. Zest Fest. This is a weird generation, bro. They laughed at Devin Haney for suing his baby mama for visitation to see his kid. They laughed. Grown men, not women, men laughed at Devin Haney for suing his baby mama for the right to see his son. They're like, man, what kind of man sue a girl? Can't make this up, man. Men, males. They talk crazy about Devin Haney for suing Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya for the money that they owe and to get a rematch, right? They made fun of him, right? But ain't nobody said nothing about Virgil Ortiz suing Oscar. Nothing. You seen any videos? Anybody calling Virgil out of his name, calling him the B word? What about Rampage Jackson? Is he out here calling Virgil any names? course not. Of course not. So yeah, boxing needs to be fixed for sure. We got a lot of problems in the sport of boxing, but I think Oscar is the wrong person to be out here. So some of what Zuffa is trying to do, I agree with these get rid of these sanctioning bodies, all that. I just don't trust Zuffa having absolute power. I'm not cool with nobody having absolute power in the sport of boxing, because then they're gonna listen. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. We already know that in every aspect of life. Somebody have too much power, they're gonna use it for evil. It always happens, right? You give somebody a badge and a gun, they get to boss people around. Automatically, it goes to their head and they start acting a fool. You give somebody the power to wear this little white cloth on their neck, and they tell you that you got to tell them all your deep dark secrets, and then they're gonna negotiate with God and tell you how many Hail Marys. They always gonna do something nasty to you. Who wouldn't? That's what they're gonna do. Once you get locked in a room, the whole concept is creepy. You locked in a room with an old man, and you got to tell him all your secrets. So now you and this man got a secret. Of course he gonna touch on you. Who ain't gonna touch on you telling secrets in the closet? You sit down somewhere. But y'all talking about Michael Jackson. Y'all talking about Diddy. And the Catholic Church that just settled $2 billion worth of lawsuits. Won't nobody even touch that topic. Miss me with the cat, please. So they making excuses for Tank slapping a chick. They always gonna do that. They always gonna do that, man. They won't Tank to slap they behind. That's why. Cheeseburger said they still talking about Diddy. Exactly. Yeah, and the same people that love Ryan, that's why they be always in my chat. Oh, you didn't make any videos about Devin Haney at the Diddy party. Shout out to Cedric Trailer in the super chat with that 5-piece. Much love, much appreciation, bro. He says things Dana White donated to Ted Cruz campaign, so it's a done deal. Well, Dana White is friends with the president, so they're gonna get what they want. They're gonna get what they want. Drew Titan LLC, my brother in the super chat with the 5-piece. Appreciate the support. He says Rampage is an example of a failed father. Look at his son and how he loves Ryan. Yeah, Rampage is just a goofy man. Grown black man walking around with a dog chain. I ain't talking about the military dog chain. I'm talking about one of them big old junkyard dog chains around his neck. Eating the Wise is in the super chat with the 5-piece. Appreciate that support, good brother. Thank you. He says, salute to the general. Thank you, fam. Yes, sir. He said, Ted Cruz is a complete sucker. Absolutely. Ted Cruz a clown. Ain't nobody think about dude. So yeah, I would love to see the sport of boxing move in the direction of punishing these sanctioning bodies, because I do think the sanctioning bodies are wilding. Like what the WBC, especially the WBC, man. I think the best sanctioning body, to be honest, is the IBF, and they're not perfect, but I think the IBF is the American one, is the most consistent one. But I think the WBC, they do weird stuff with their rankings all the time. They can't justify it. Nobody ever says nothing about it. A dude don't even be in the rankings. Won't even be in the top 10. And then out of nowhere, because the WBC feels like this is a popular fighter who can get some money, the WBC automatically skips this dude past like 8 people and put him at number 1 or number 2. It's like, how did that happen? And all the fake boxing media just let this stuff happen. They don't question it. They don't drill at the press conferences and nothing. These dudes are just fanboys. Go to these fights and press conferences just to put the camera in somebody's face and smell somebody's cologne. That's it. Grown men want to smell another man's cologne. These dudes ain't standing on nothing, bro. So now, I got another video coming up later. I'm gonna talk about Dev. Talk about Devin Haney. So I ain't gonna talk about it in this live because I want to talk about it in this other video I got coming. But they've got a lot of options out there. There's a lot of people talking about Devin Haney, you know, the typical haters, you know what I'm saying? The typical haters that just happen to be Tank Davis fans and Ryan Garcia fans and stuff like that. They all for the destruction of boxing if it means they get to put their mouth around somebody pickle. They call it Tank Davis. They get to do that. If they can go and get them a sour pickle, they happy. They happy with life. Life is great. And they don't care what else burns down. Boxing fan Thomas Ford in the super chat with that 5-piece. Appreciate the love, fam. Said Ted Cruz got exposed years ago for having a thing for incest corn. But they ain't coming after him. Well, they never gonna come after him. To be honest with you, most of these cats out here got a thing for that kind of corn. Most of them do. That's like that. Look, that corn. So the family corn and the transformer corn is the fastest growing and most popular corn in the world, at least in America. I don't know about the world. The stats I seen, the family corn and the transformer corn is the biggest thing out here. So that means it's a whole lot of people that's out here faking the funk. Whole lot. That's why every time you see somebody like they mind always go to some weird place. You ever notice that? Especially with like a father and his daughter. You see a father pick his daughter up and give her a kiss or something like that. And it'd be like, you look at the chat and it'd be like weird comments like, oh, that's kind of creepy, man. Oh, I think he probably did something to her when she was young. Oh, I bet you when he goes home, he's like, what are you talking about? What the hell's wrong with your mind? You know why they think like that? And they always trying to label everybody a creep now. Everything you do is creepy. It's because that's how their mind works. Because that's in their mind. So they try to put their perversions on you. See what I'm saying? A little girl calls her father daddy and get made fun of by other kids at school. You called him daddy. She's like, well, that's my dad. Yeah, you can call him dad, but not daddy. That's nasty. This is what we've come to as a society. Bunch of weirdos sitting in their room all day looking at filth, flooring filth. Remember when Shannon Sharp was sitting down his last day on Undisputed. He's sitting in his chair. His daughter walked in. And she's standing up. He didn't stand up, so he just put his arm around her waist to give her a hug. And because his pinky or whatever was at the top of her behind, you got dudes who zoomed in on it because they really looking at her behind. But Shannon got his hand. I don't know. Yeah, people making videos. Oh man, Shannon, man, I don't know. This might not be a good look, man. I can't stand these ninjas, man. I swear, bro. Y'all lucky, man. I can't stand these ninjas, bro. Michael Jordan. After all the stuff he did, he don't get the benefit of the doubt. Oh man, you touching that kid, man. No, you the creep. You. Now we know what you be looking at when you at the crib all day. Now we know, because nobody else mind even thinking like that, except for you weirdos who love to expose yourself. Every time y'all see anything, y'all find some type of weirdness in it. Now you got grown men can't eat hot dogs at a barbecue no more. A grown man can't eat a hot dog or a hot link at a barbecue no more. No, man, I can't get seen with no glizzy. I can't get, what the hell? Bro, I'm finna eat this hot dog. And if you say something, I'm gonna slap the fire out your mouth. What are you talking about, bro? I'm grown. Who the hell thinking about a penis when you eating food? Who is? You do your whole generation. It has exposed itself as people who secretly watch that filth, flooring filth. That's what y'all do. And then it comes out at the wrong times. You telling everybody what you doing behind the scene. What kind of grown man can't eat a hot dog? You know what I'm saying? You at the barbecue, the hot dogs start bursting open, they start splitting. First thing, let me get that one. That one ready. Now you got dudes, they got to hide to eat their hot dog. Dudes is hiding to eat their hot dog. Corn on the cob. Hey man, no, hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. You finna eat the corn on the cob? What you mean? I eat corn, man, but I ain't gonna eat it off the cob. Why? What happened to corn on the cob? Oh man, that's crazy, man. The way it's shaped, man. Like, bro, you know what, bro? You need to come out the closet and just tell people that you fantasize about pickles. Tell people that you zesty. Just say it, bro. We still gonna be cool. I can't rock with you like on that type of time, but we still cool, bro. Just tell the truth. Cause I'm not gonna stop eating food because everything is zesty to y'all. Something wrong with y'all. Hey, man, can you eat that corn on the cob like that? You just finna put your mouth on there? Wait, you finna be looking in my mouth? How does that work? How does it work? Next year, y'all gonna say, can nobody eat a sub sandwich unless it's cut in half? Bro, they tripping on corn on the cob. They tripping on hot dogs, Polish. They've been on that way about bananas. You know what I'm saying? They've been like that about bananas for a while. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how they doing it now, man. They doing great. Ice cream. You can't have. Remember, it wasn't no thing to have some ice cream, popsicle. Nobody thought about, bro. In the 80s and 90s, I don't remember one time as a youngster, where my friends was eating some ice cream, fudge-sickle or something, and somebody all in his mouth like, you look like you know what you're doing with that, boy. Nobody, I don't remember that. That stuff didn't start happening until like the last 20 years or something. What is this new era? Like, dudes is on some other type of time now. They on this Ryan Garcia go like the goose time. Yeah, D man, drinking out of a straw. Drinking out of a straw now. Yeah, somebody said that to me. Bro, I posted a video, a short one time, like a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago or something. And I was at this little bar with these little chicks. So I had a little drink, you know, one of them little mixed drinks they be giving you, right? So, you know, it came with a straw. So I'm drinking. Somebody tell like, man, OG, come on, bro. Drinking out of a straw. Like, what that mean? What do it mean to drink out of a straw? What that's some new, y'all, man, how are y'all up to date on all the new zesty? How do y'all know all the new zesty terms and what makes you, I don't be knowing this stuff. I be late. How do y'all know everything zesty? It's funny to me how you can't eat a hot dog because that's zesty. You can't eat corn on the cob. You can't eat ice cream. And you know what I'm saying? You can't lick on this and that, right? All that zesty, except for you don't think it's zesty for you to lay down on your back and spread eagle and let a woman play with your rectum. You don't think it's zesty for you to bend over and let a woman play with your rectum. No, man, because that's my girl. Because, I mean, she put her tongue anywhere she want to because I'm just my girl. Shut up, Mark. Shut up, Mark. All y'all do is just like Ryan Garcia and go like the gooch. Every last one of you. You know what I'm saying? It's probably why Tank beat that girl up. She probably threatened to expose him. She said, I'm going to tell everybody how you let me put that pressure on you. Yeah, they say that girl got a she got a strap on. She called it Samson. She said, I'm gonna tell everybody about you and Samson. Tank said, you better not. You told me I'm gonna knock you out. She's like, sure you is. I'm gonna tell everybody about your friend Samson and how Samson be putting that pressure on you. You better not. I swear to God, you girl, I will knock you out. You tell anybody about Samson. Nasty work. Nasty work. Tank ain't finna play no games with him. But anyway, man, I gotta get back in this gym. 2 days. But I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute though, man. Y'all smash that like button and share the video. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we need well over 200 likes in here. Cause see, when after this video get done processing, I be noticing, bro, hella 5 people don't be hitting the like button. You know what I'm saying? Not even a quarter of the people that watch the video be hitting the like button. So when the people on the replay, when y'all watch it, hit the like button, G. And check me out on Patreon, man. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Come on over there, get some of that good game. Hot y'all in a minute, man. Tonight we go live on Game Dog Talk on my other Patreon. We go live on Game Dog Talk, Patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. So it's two different Patreons. So if you want to hear about the Bulldogs, the American Pit Bull Terrier, the history of it, it's Patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. We live tonight on that. If you're looking for some game on life, everything else, credit, motivation, money management, all that good stuff, relationships, then it's Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Hi, y'all in a minute, man. Appreciate y'all. Everybody here, deuces.